Willow Creek was a sleepy little town. It was the kind of place where nothing much happened, except for the strange occurrences at the Willow Creek Public Library. The library stood on a hill overlooking the town. It was an old, imposing building. Its stone walls were covered in ivy. Gargoyles leered from the roof. Many townsfolk felt uneasy about the library. They whispered stories about strange noises and unexplained events. But the children of Willow Creek were drawn to the library's mystery, especially Maya, Ayan, and Zoe. Maya, Ayan, and Zoe were the best of friends. They loved solving mysteries and going on adventures. One hot summer afternoon, they found themselves bored. There was nothing to do in Willow Creek except maybe dare each other to do something really scary.
I dare you guys to sneak into the library at night.
Maya whispered, her eyes twinkling with mischief. Ayan hesitated. He wasn't as brave as Maya, but he didn't want to appear scared.
Okay, let's do it.
That night, the three friends met at the library gates. The wind howled through the trees, casting eerie shadows. The air was thick with anticipation and a hint of fear. They had heard the stories, the legends of the old library, but tonight they were determined to uncover the truth for themselves. The old building loomed before them, more menacing in the dark. Its towering structure seemed to reach out, as if warning them to stay away. Taking a deep breath, they climbed the creaky steps, each one echoing in the stillness of the night. The steps groaned under their weight, adding to the eerie atmosphere. Zoe carefully picked the lock with a hairpin. Her hands trembled slightly, but she remained focused. The heavy oak door creaked open, revealing the dark interior. The sound of the door echoed through the empty halls, sending shivers down their spines. A musty smell filled the air. Cobwebs hung from every corner, swaying gently in the draught. The room looked like it hadn't been touched in decades. Dust particles floated in the air, illuminated by the faint moonlight seeping through the cracks in the windows. The children tiptoed inside, their hearts pounding. Every creak of the floorboards seemed to amplify their fear. As they ventured deeper, they heard a soft whisper. It was faint, almost indistinguishable from the wind, but it was there. They exchanged nervous glances, wondering if they were imagining things. It seemed to come from the bookshelves. Rows upon rows of ancient books lined the walls, their spines cracked and faded. The whisper grew louder, more insistent, as if calling out to them. They moved closer, drawn by an invisible force.
Turn back! The voice was clear now, a chilling command that sent a wave of fear through them. They hesitated, torn between their curiosity and the growing sense of dread. The wind outside picked up, howling through the trees, as if echoing the warning. But something compelled them to stay, to uncover the secrets hidden within the dark, abandoned library.
The children froze. They exchanged nervous glances. The whisper grew louder, swirling around them.
Who's there?
Maya stammered. Suddenly, a dark figure rose from behind a bookshelf. It was tall and shadowy. Its eyes glowed red in the darkness.
I am the Keeper of Shadows, and you have disturbed me.
The figure boomed. Its voice echoed through the library. The children were terrified. They wanted to run away, but their legs felt like lead.
You cannot escape.
The Keeper of Shadows chuckled, a chilling sound that echoed through the room. His laughter was not just a sound, but a feeling that crept into the bones of anyone who heard it. It was a laugh that promised danger and despair, a laugh that made the children shiver in fear.
Not unless you can solve my riddles. Each riddle will test your wit and courage. Fail, and you will remain in this shadowy realm forever.
The figure pointed a long, bony finger at a book on a nearby shelf. The book seemed to glow with an eerie light, as if it held secrets that were waiting to be uncovered.
The answer to the first riddle lies within this book. Find it, or be trapped here forever. The book is ancient, filled with knowledge from times long past. It holds the key to your freedom.
The children cautiously approached the book. It was ancient and bound in leather. The cover was worn and the pages were yellowed with age. They could feel the weight of history in their hands as they picked it up.
I'll open it carefully. We must be gentle with it. It's very old.
Ayan opened it carefully. The pages were filled with strange symbols and cryptic verses. Each symbol seemed to pulse with a life of its own, and the verses were written in a language they could barely understand.
What does it mean? These symbols are unlike anything I've ever seen.
Zoe whispered, her voice trembling. She could feel the weight of the keeper's gaze on them, and the pressure to solve the riddle was immense. The room seemed to grow colder, and the shadows around them deepened. They knew they had to work together to decipher the book's secrets and find the answer to the first riddle. The children huddled together, their faces illuminated by the dim light. They began to discuss the symbols and verses, each offering their own interpretations and ideas. They knew that their only hope of escaping the keeper's grasp was to solve the riddle hidden within the ancient book. "Look at this symbol," Ayan said, pointing to a particularly intricate design. "It looks like it could be a clue. Maybe if we can figure out what it means, we can solve the riddle." The others nodded in agreement, their determination growing stronger. They knew that they had to be brave and clever if they were to outwit the Keeper of Shadows and find their way back to the safety of their own world. They continued to flip through the pages, studying each symbol and verse intently. The book seemed to come alive in their hands, guiding them towards the answer they sought. With each passing moment, they grew more confident that they could solve the riddle and escape the Keeper's dark domain. Maya, Ayan, and Zoe huddled together, their brows furrowed in concentration. Time was running out. They had to solve the riddle.
These are ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs.
Ayan, who loved history, recognized the symbols.
Let me see. I think I can decipher this code.
Zoe, a whiz at puzzles, started deciphering the code.
Wait! I remember a story about a hidden chamber in the library. The answer is a place! The hidden chamber!
The children raced through the library, the Keeper of Shadows' laughter echoing behind them. They found the hidden chamber concealed behind a tapestry, but as they stepped inside, the door slammed shut. They were trapped. The room was small and dusty. Cobwebs hung from the ceiling. There was only one window high up on the wall. Maya tried to reach it, but it was too high. The Keeper of Shadows' voice boomed through the chamber.
You have found the hidden chamber, but can you escape it? Solve my final riddle and you will be free. Fail, and you shall remain here forever.
The children pondered the riddle. It was a tough one, but they had come too far to give up.
What has no voice but can still speak, no body but can be touched, no life but can be extinguished?
The Keeper of Shadows cackled, filling the chamber with an eerie sound. Suddenly, Zoe gasped. The air around them grew colder, and an eerie silence fell over the room. The children could feel the weight of the darkness pressing in on them, making it hard to breathe. Zoe's eyes widened as she realized the gravity of their situation.
I know the answer! It's a secret! The excitement in her voice was palpable, cutting through the tension like a knife. The other children turned to her, their faces lighting up with hope. They had been searching for a way out, and now it seemed they had found it.
The Keeper of Shadows' laughter stopped abruptly. The sinister figure which had been tormenting them seemed taken aback. It was as if the very mention of a secret had disrupted its malevolent plans. The room grew even quieter, the only sound being the children's nervous breathing.
Yes! A secret! Zoe repeated, her voice filled with determination. She knew they had to act quickly. The Keeper of Shadows thrived on their fear, and revealing its secret was the only way to break its hold over them. We reveal your secret, Keeper of Shadows, and break your hold over us. The children shouted in unison, their voices echoing through the chamber. They stood together, united in their resolve. The power of their collective courage was palpable, and the dark figure seemed to waver.
The chamber began to shake. The walls trembled, and the floor beneath them seemed to ripple like water. It was as if the very foundation of the room was being torn apart by the force of their revelation. The children held on to each other, bracing themselves against the violent tremors. The Keeper of Shadows howled in fury. Its voice was a cacophony of rage and despair, echoing through the chamber like a storm. The children could feel the intensity of its anger, but they stood their ground, knowing they had the upper hand. Then, with a deafening roar, it vanished. The darkness that had enveloped the room dissipated, leaving behind a sense of calm. The children blinked in the sudden brightness, their eyes adjusting to the absence of the shadowy figure. The door swung open, bathing the chamber in moonlight. The soft, silvery light filled the room, casting away the last remnants of the Keeper's presence. It was a sight that filled the children with relief and a sense of triumph. The children ran out of the library and into the night. Their footsteps echoed on the cobblestone path as they fled the scene of their harrowing adventure. The cool night air was a welcome change from the oppressive atmosphere of the chamber. They never spoke of their adventure again. The memory of that night was something they all carried with them, a silent bond that connected them. They knew that some things were better left unspoken, and the Keeper of Shadows was one of them. But they never forgot the Keeper of Shadows. The experience had left an indelible mark on their hearts and minds. Every shadow they saw in the night reminded them of the dark figure they had confronted. It was a lesson in bravery and the power of secrets, and they never went back to the library after dark. The once familiar place now held a sense of foreboding. They had faced their fears and emerged victorious, but the memory of the Keeper of Shadows ensured they would never take such risks again.